I don't want to do this anymore. I went into my office, called my management team in and said, you know what, I'm going to be out of here. And they said, well, where are you going? I said, I'm just going to be out of here. But what I was really saying to myself, I'm going to be out of here to run my own business. This is actually my fourth business. And at the Blue Horizon, I have Ray Whitaker, which is my holding company. I have Mia Kuma, which is my learning center, Blue Horizon Boxing Promotions, Blue Horizon Travel, and I also have a couple of other businesses on the side. But the reason for me being a boxing promoter was because I just wanted to sit down one day and talk to the individual who's coming back and his team about coming in to rent the Blue Horizon. And what did they say in '94? Well, you'll have to go get a white man. I'm a product of the '60s. I don't think so. So I went out and got a friend of mine who's going to law school with me. He sat at the table. So he came back that year and said, well, you know, this is no rocket science. You probably know more about negotiating this stuff than I do. So the next year, I sat at the table. And while we were having discussions, we got into some technical areas related to boxing. And they said, oh, you can't discuss this. And I said, why? And they said, well, you're not a boxing promoter. And you know how you make a joke and you say, oh, well, I'll just become a boxing promoter. But they said you can't. And I said, why not? And they said, because there are no African-American female boxing promoters. I looked at her, and I said, oh. Now, my mind wanted me to say something else. But I just said, oh. So I thought to myself, don't get mad, get even. So what I did was to go home and do my due diligence. And I found out what the process was. And I sent to the state for the documents that I needed. They were a little long in coming, so I kept calling and calling and calling. Finally, they sent them to me. I filled them out. I sent them in. And then I was told, well, you have to have bonding in a serious amount. And I said, well, I'll get the bonding. So I called around to insurance companies. Nobody in Pennsylvania would give me bonding. Come to find out later, it's an old boys network. So I called a friend of mine who's my insurance broker in New York and said, Nancy, I got another issue, because I had two other issues related to insurance. I said, I want insurance. And I said, I'm reading the regulations, and I don't believe that I have to have it in Pennsylvania. So she said, well, send it up here to me, and I'll look at it. Now, they also said, well, you know, you don't have enough resources for bonding. And I said, I own the Blue Horizon. I said, and you all don't know anything about me, so you don't know what my personal assets are. Bonding came. I set up my own company, and the rest is history.